song hits. Damn, you turn it loose. Stars of the southern sky, birds of the fiery eyes. DJ playing throwback tunes. I wanna move when you, but I can't move when you. No, I can't move when you. No, I can't move when you move.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Hello, America, and welcome to the #1 radio station in all of Fort Myers Beach. Beach Talk Radio. Here are your hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah. Too low. Thank you all for coming. Can you hear us okay?
Of course you would have it too high.
Thank you all for coming. Can we do that again? Big round of applause here. Thank you. I want to make sure everybody at home can hear that. The rain will not stop us from our big party. Oh, look at this here. Wow.
Dear, you're getting too loud. You're getting
Tom
too
says
loud.
you can't hear. Everybody can't. I'll fix that.
You're not going to fix that.
I don't know if you guys can see that cake there. Thank you guys for doing that. Very nice.
We wanted to present y'all a cake from Margaritaville. Happy birthday, Kim, and happy anniversary to Beach Talk Radio from all of us. Absolutely.
We're going to need a...
That is so cute.
We're going to need to figure out a way to show the people.
Yeah, let me...
see if you could turn the camera around on the cake there so people that are watching can see it. Oh, there you go. Very nice. Thank you guys for doing that. Wait, I think I spelled anniversary wrong. How do you spell anniversary? I think I spelled it wrong, which would be appropriate.
Yes, you did.
How do you spell it?
It's got
If you're watching on Facebook, I spelled anniversary wrong. Thank you very much for coming. If you haven't,
that cake is amazing.
Yes. If you haven't gotten your wristband yet, the wristbands for the pool and for the food, the free food, are out underneath. Ashley is underneath the steps there, handing out wristbands. We are going to go to the pool right after the show ends. Thank you all. It's crazy that it's been 7 years that we started the show at Pete's Timeout. And before we bring our first guest on, which was our first guest ever, we want to tell you thank you to John and Debbie Lalo for giving us our first opportunity to do the show at Pete's Timeout 7 years ago today, or maybe yesterday, because it was on a Saturday. But thank you to John and Debbie Lalo, and here we are 7 years later, full-time job, and 2 shows a weekend.
What? Let me just say, too, all the staff that was at Pete's Timeout, we created a lot of memories with all of those folks, with all of you guys. Our longest standing followers, Perry and Doreen, were like the originals.
Right. There was a video. Somebody posted a video of the show, and they're in the video sitting at Pete's Timeout.
I think that they are the longest followers that we've had.
A real quick story before Jackie comes on.
I have to question your thought processes.
Yes, still here. If you hear the voice, if you heard the voice that starts out the show, that's Gene. What was his last name? I'm getting old that I can't remember.
Now you've messed me up.
So Gene, the reason we started the show was because Gene was sitting at table 23 at Pete's Timeout, and he was telling these great stories about Fort Myers Beach. And I'm making a really long story short, but we couldn't find a place to sit, and he invited us to sit down because he was sitting by himself. And then week after week after week, we would come down and sit with Gene, and he would tell these great stories about Fort Myers Beach. And I said, Gene, I need to record you. So I started recording him with I don't even know what it was. It wasn't a phone, but I started recording him with something. And then I said, we should break out the laptop. And I think we did the first show twice, Jackie. I think the first time we did the show, the laptop fell off the table or some stupid shit.
And here we are 7 years later.
Yeah.
He still
and
can't
there's still
get this
feedback
set up
in the
right.
thing. You think we'd get it right. And so I invited her back the second time, and we did it again. And ever since then, she's been great. And she's been in that position for how many years now? Big hand for Jackie Lezak, the president of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce.
And I just have to clarify that he did not invite us to sit with him. He had plenty of friends and people. We kind of were without a seat and asked if we could join him. And he was gracious enough to let us sit there.
We were talking before the show, Jackie, that it's hard to believe it's been 7 years since that day. It's crazy.
What a ride this has been in the last 7 years, has it not?
Yes.
I mean,
wow.
How long have you been in the position before we had met you?
I started 2016.
Oh, okay.
So, next year will be 10 years. I mean, I finished 9, so now I'm working in my 10th year of doing it. So
when we used to do the show at Pete's Timeout, we would sit at table 23 before the mayor and the town manager at the time kicked me off the table because some of the stuff I was saying, but I'm not getting into that. But they were so strict in Times Square, like there'd be this red line that they'd have just to make sure that you knew if your chair went over the red line, Nello would come over jokingly. He would come over and say, Ed, you're over the red line. Because you know me, I'm always trying to put banners and things up with merchandise and stuff like that. But boy, to have those days back again where Nello was yelling at me to get over the red line.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the red line.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing all those tables and chairs out there right now and having somebody pick on us about being a little too far out into the walkway. That'd be a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, all that's happened over the last 7 years. Of course, the big thing was the hurricane and the recovery, though, Jackie, is going as fast as it can go. I mean, business is opening.
But I also too want to say that the beach, they went through COVID and then one storm and then this.
You forgot red tide
and
Hurricane Irma. So
right.
we had Irma in 17, red tide in 18. We had 2 years of COVID, 3 years of Hurricane Ian and friends recovery. Yeah. I mean, it's like
COVID. Did you say COVID? Yeah.
I had bet a long time ago on space aliens But clearly, I keep missing the
Be
mark.
careful.
That hasn't happened yet.
Be careful.
If there's people in the back there standing up, there's some chairs up front. If you want to come up and order a drink up front here, and but if you're comfortable back there, that's fine too. We have chairs up front. Thank you all for coming. And what is your, other than the storm, what sticks out in your mind the most over the last 7 to 10 years that you've been on the chamber? I mean, what is?
I think I'm constantly surprised by this community, by its generosity, by its resilience. And I'm kind of over that word, but it's the word that sticks. By the fact that we always seem to pull together as family when times get tough. We also fight like family, which is always interesting. But, if there's a bigger enemy out there against all of us, everybody always pulls together.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of support people give each other, the amount of things that folks do for those who are not as fortunate on the beach. And I love how our businesses help each other.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have like a business rivalry situation. You might have little spats here and there, but nothing massive. And that's unusual in a community. It really, really is. Usually businesses are kind of pitted against each other. That doesn't happen here. I mean, our businesses really, really work together. Case in point, the mullet madness that we just had.
Right.
That was the businesses pulling all together and working together and stepping forward and doing something fun and different, and I love to see that.
And a lot of the businesses have been on there's not a lot of turnover, I guess, of businesses here. There are some well-established.
How many businesses can you name that are multi-generational now?
Right.
I mean, I can name about 6 of them right off the top of my bat, where the second and third generations now are already starting to run the business. The Kohler family, Lighthouse, Yucatan, the Tiki Bar, all of that. Nervous Nellies is on to second generation stepping forward. Of course, our Sea Gypsy, Coastal Vacation, Coastal Breeze. They have their second generation. So there's so many of them out there. It's really amazing to see the younger children. Doc Ford Group. I mean, the whole HM family restaurant. Their second generation's now running that. So
Marty, and
it's really cool.
What we had the son on the show, and I'm drawing a blank.
Blanking on his name.
Yeah.
By the way, she's older than I am. Her birthday's in 2 days, and she's always going to be 1 year older
clearly
than I am.
I'm having a moment because
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's the second thing you've been unable to pull up out of your memory bank.
I know,
today.
and
Don't
somebody
pick
was
on her.
saying how
Don't pick
tired
on
I
her.
looked. I am. It's like I didn't get any sleep last night. I don't
Somebody
know.
said that.
I apologize.
The first fundraiser we ever did on Fort Myers Beach was when we were at Pete's Time Out, and Gene was in a walker. He was always in a walker, but we did a fundraiser. Do you guys remember what it was for? It was for tennis balls because he kept getting stuck in the tiles over in Times Square. So we got him tennis balls, and we must have got 100 tennis balls mailed to our house. And every weekend we were cutting the tennis balls in half and shoving them on the bottom of his walker. And he did pass away a couple of years ago. And this might sound creepy to some people, but I'm glad he passed away when he did, because if he saw Times Square,
that would
the way it is, he lived for Times Square. He would come down every single morning at 7:00 and have 2 Bud Lights, get back in his car. He'd go back to Varsity Lakes. He'd only have 2 sometimes, unless I was there. Then he had more than 2. And then he'd go back to Varsity Lakes and he'd sit in his garage by himself, Parker Lakes, and have a couple more. The weird thing about, he invited us over to his garage was that you couldn't see, there were hedges in front of it. It wasn't like he was looking at anything, but it was just, he loved Fort Myers Beach. And every single day he would come down, and the girls down at Pete's Time Out would know. I mean, it was definitely a family. Same thing with Plaka. And then when Jason and Jacinta bought Margaritas, it was just a huge family down there. And we can't wait to see what's going to happen someday.
Do
you have
hopefully soon?
You have any insight?
Any insight?
I have no insight.
Do you have any bets of what you think it'll look?
Wand. If I did, I'd poof it and it would be all fixed and we'd all be out there partying again. It just, it's just going to take time. I tell people it's complicated. The whole process is complicated, way more complicated, I think, than any of us here envisioned. We have some business owners here today. We have a lot of residents here. I don't think anybody could have predicted what this looks like coming back from a full-on disaster, let alone, the financial aspect of it but the emotional and the mental aspect of it. And it's still tough. There's a lot of people out here, I'm looking around, still living in crazy situations, myself included, not back in their real house, not back in their condos, not back, the house is either half built, partially built, not built at all, trying to figure out, how to get there. And I think you'd asked me earlier, how do I think things are at this point? I think we're a lot further ahead of other communities in this position than they are at this timeline. But when we live in it every day, we don't see the little progress. So it gets frustrating. But when you leave and you come back, you realize, man, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing really good. And it's impressive. And it's a testament to what I said earlier about the community.
Just walk
What do you think the biggest challenge is for businesses now? This far
right now, like this season right now, or just
this far into the rebuild,
I'm going to say it's permitting, it's finding the money to build the project. I mean, money is expensive right now. And,
money is expensive. I tried to buy some the other day and it was too expensive.
It's expensive. And also, what can you build back that can pay for itself?
Right. That's the biggest one right
You've got to go higher. You've got to go wider. You've got to go, thicker walls. You got to do ADA. You got to put elevators in. You got to go parking. You got to go, all kinds of other things that we didn't even think about before. And to go higher and wider and more expensive with materials.
Right.
What you had there before can't pay for what you could put back now. So you got to figure your way through that maze. It's complicated.
What do you have plans for the Sea Gypsy? Do you have any idea what you might do?
And that falls squarely into that conversation. I had 5 rooms. I had 4 rooms in a gift shop. To build a $4 million building, which is about what it would cost, $3 to $4 million, and only put 4 or 5 hotel rooms in there, it can't pay for itself. No. It just can't. So it would have to be taller, larger, more rooms, something. So we're chewing on some stuff. We're having some meetings. We're having some discussions. So there's some things boiling around. We're trying to hit on the magic elixir that would make that possible.
The other side, I kind of call it the other side of Sterile Boulevard, even though it's only down to like the library. But when Sandy Bottoms opens and the food truck park and the firehouse is almost finished, that whole area is going to be like another hub.
It's going to pop. Yeah, it's going to pop.
And I don't know where Myerside, I know they have a great plan.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to, start soon. I think we need to continue to see things happening. Like things have to keep breaking ground, even if it's not all happening at once and they're not all going at once. But if things can keep kind of rolling along, that also tells the world out there, hey, we're open for business. And by the way, everybody here, everybody listening, please tell your friends, your family, your neighbors, your I'll say it, Rolodex. Tell the people in your Rolodex we are open, because there's a perception out there that we're not. A big perception.
Really?
Yes, a huge perception that nothing is happening here. So please tell everybody, let them know that we are open. We want you to come back. We welcome your business. We need your support. We're having a good time. Things are happening here. It's an exciting story.
Right.
So,
and I think if we have at least one season without any kind of hurricane, we'll be okay. Because it seemed like you start running fast and then you get a Helene or you get a Milton, which isn't an Ian, but it's still a pain in the neck to try and clean up from something like that.
Yeah, it still sets everybody back. I mean,
it does. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see, especially people who had redone their houses and then Helene came along. But the funny story to me, the takeaway from Milton, while it probably would have been the worst hurricane we had ever seen here if it hadn't been for Ian.
Right.
After Milton, we all came back and we're like,
okay,
that's not so bad. Yeah. Okay, I'll just sweep it up. I'll clean it out. I'll wipe it down. I got this. And then we were back open the next day, 2 days later, 3 days later. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're kind of getting good at it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing,
and as the new builds go up
and everything's
then it doesn't take as much to clean up because there's nothing on the bottom, so to speak.
Open the front door, open the back, let it go through.
And I think the other thing now is when it seems like there's a hurricane coming, people aren't staying around anymore. I think that taught them a nice lesson of.
I would hope not. I think we learned our lesson, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's sad to see that everybody always thinks it's never going to happen to me.
Right.
Well, we fell in that category, and I think we know now. And I think we need to continue to tell the generations after us, look, don't get complacent.
Right. Yeah. Somebody said after I don't know when it was in the last couple of years, better to leave 99 times
Yeah.
and not have had to leave than stay the one time that you needed to go.
Yeah,
So
I know. Unfortunately, we lost some very
Yes.
dear
Yeah.
friends and neighbors and associates, and you can't replace that. So you can replace all this other stuff. We can replace. We've learned that lesson.
You touched on it a little bit earlier. One of the things that's going on with the business is the chamber can't do everything. And so there's this new group that I know Dawn has got her back to me. She always likes to do that, turn her back to me and ignore me. But she's kind of been spearheading a new group called What's Up FMB. And it's like a merchants association where you come up with ideas like the Mullet Fest and some other things where you draw business to the island during the off months. You guys are crazy busy with the sand sculpting competition, the major
songwriters
events.
Yep.
What are some of the events that you have planned for the next season?
Well, Friday night, we just had our golf tournament.
Oh.
So we got that out of the box and we did something different. Went to Top Golf. Shout out to Top Golf. They did a great job.
That is
for
a
us.
lot of fun.
Had a blast. And then, of course, coming up next, we're giving an assist to the Island Hopper singer-songwriter. So that's coming up the end of September. And we are now going to push straight through to sand sculpting. That will be the next big event for the chamber, November 20th to the 24th. We are doubling the size of the venues, so there'll be lots of room out there. We're adding additional sculptors. We're going to be doing some satellite sculptures. Margaritaville here is going to host our kickoff. The sandball will be October the 24th up on the terrace.
Sandball?
Sandball. It's going to
like
be
a dress
a ball.
up. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be an evening event, just fun,
Nice.
some snacks, some drinks, and we're going to have sculpting demonstrations, and we'll have one of the castles already built up on their terrace.
Sweet.
So please check into that. There won't be a fee for it. It's just going to be come one, come all, and that will kick off the season then. So that'll be really great.
Did you say where it's going to be? Like it was? No.
on the
I know, but the sand.
Oh, sand. Yeah, for
Diamond
the
Head.
sand sculpting championship will be at the Diamond Head Beach Resort again.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, behind the Diamond Head. So
And the
it
nice
was a good
thing,
venue. It worked out well, and it kind of spread it across the whole
Yeah.
island. So
the nice thing about the event last time, the biggest complaint you got was it wasn't big enough. And that's not a horrible complaint to have.
Yeah, well, who knew? I mean, we didn't know.
So
We just wanted to have
like
the event.
wasn't it like 15,000 people that came? It was a lot or more.
It was a lot of people there.
Oh,
She went way over the
it
fire
was
code.
great.
It was-
sorry.
It beat our wildest expectation. I was hoping for 10,000 people over 4 days. And it blew that out of the water, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And it kept everybody busy. The whole island was hopping.
Yeah.
People were everywhere, spreading out. We want to continue to do that. We want this event to spread out everywhere and benefit everyone on the island, all the accommodations, the hotels, the vacation rentals, the businesses, etc.
Sweet. What's after the sand sculpting that you're working on?
The boat parade.
Oh, boy.
The
Wow.
36th or 37, I'm losing track. Annual Christmas boat
Holy
parade. That'll be
smokes.
on December the 6th
December
on the
6th?
back bay. Yep.
And that is a great time for
It is a great
folks
time.
to come
Yeah.
out and show
Yeah.
off their boats and their lights.
Yep. So
Yep.
that'll come right behind it. And then, of course, we have all of our Christmas festivity fun, right? The
Yes.
Women's Club
Right.
does their Christmas tree festival. We have the caroling, the bike caroling, and
Yep.
of course, New Year's Eve on the island. You
I
can't
see the
go wrong with
mayor.
that.
I see the mayor is here, and he
Yeah,
was
I see
supposed
him.
to. He was supposed to update the Facebook page for the bike caroling, so I didn't ask him about
He's
that
not
yesterday.
hearing
so
you.
he's
No,
not
he is.
listening.
I see him back there.
Dan.
He's ignoring us. Is the bike parade Facebook page updated?
The bike caroling. Come see, come saw is what I saw. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
A little
the-
bit.
The first bike. I don't mean to bring things up like this, but the first bike parade I did was the only time I got to go through the Red Coconut Park. I mean, it's
Oh,
the
yeah?
only time we were going up and down
right,
all the
that's
streets
right,
there.
That's
and-
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that was super fun. That's such a great evening too.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody
And
has a
that's
great
grown.
time.
I mean, everything's growing.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it going.
Oh yeah. And that's the other thing I did want to say today to you guys and to the audience out there. We need people to step up and help.
for
We
sure.
are all, it's the same 20 people all the time doing everything, and we can't keep doing it. We need people who have a little time, a little talent, little energy to step forward and start to help all of us with all these different things that are going on.
Like as volunteers.
Because, we need
Mhm.
volunteers. And, for sand sculpting, I need 550 volunteers over
That's
it's been over
crazy.
5 days.
Where
So-
can they sign up to volunteer now?
Yeah, we'll have a link that they can
Okay.
sign up. But we need some of those folks to get energized and help with some of these other things on the island that go on all year long, because it can't keep being the same
Yes.
people doing
Right.
the
They
same
get burned
thing
out.
every time.
Yeah.
I mean, we will all help, we will all support,
Yes.
But, a lot of time at the chamber, I get a little gaff once in a while because, the chamber should be doing that. Well, I'm one person and I have one full-time staff. I mean, our bandwidth's only so big, and we are also doing other things like lobbying for the town, like trying to, help the town with different things, with funding, going to Tallahassee, going up to DC, all those kind of other things that people don't really see. I also want to mention the chamber is doing a massive right now, and you'll be seeing a press release come out, a massive marketing campaign about Fort Myers Beach, just about the beach, not about the chamber, not about any business, but come visit FMB. So it's hashtag visit FMB. We're targeting 500,000 households from Miami-Dade up to Titusville, over through Orlando, Clearwater down, outside of 150 miles. So it's people who have to drive and stay here, sleep here.
That's what we want.
And we're telling them to come down, and we've got our hotel partners giving away 2-night stays as part of it. And we're getting a tremendous response. I mean, cool. Yeah, the first competition was 2 nights at Diamond Head. We had 18,000 entries.
Wow.
So that's huge. I mean, that is just massive. And that's telling everybody we are open. Come on down. Come have some fun. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Get down here. Have a great time.
And the chamber does events for its members too,
of course,
right?
Yep.
So I was at the Kava Culture this week, and what a great they're just great people. You got to get over there and see them.
They have 2 locations now.
Yes.
2 locations.
Yes.
So
it's right over the bridge.
She not only goes to represent us, but she goes because they give her free product. I don't know why.
No, they didn't. I bought it. Somebody bought me a drink, and then I bought my own stuff to take home.
It's not alcoholic, though, right?
No, it's plant-based.
It's got pot. It's got some kind of pot in it, right?
Oh my Lord! I am not going with your lack of knowledge.
It's called kava for a reason, right?
It's kava or kratom, right?
Gotcha. So, anything else you want people to know about business, the beach, what you guys are doing at the chamber? Let it rip, Jackie.
Yeah, we just, we're rocking and rolling. We've got our little visitor information center out here at Times Square, the little Roxy.
Yes.
And we have her open and closed depending on weather, and it's hot out there, so we're trying to, be respectful of our volunteers. But we always need volunteers out there. We would love to have you out there. And as things cool down, we have some fun surprises up our sleeve for the fall. So I'll give you a little teaser. There's one event we're working on that would be part of sand sculpting that would be amazing if I can pull it off. So
you got to give us a little bit more of that. Is it like a concert or?
Yeah, it could be something really fun that everybody will get to enjoy.
Nice.
So,
very nice. All right.
Stay tuned.
I'm sure you'll let us know.
And I have a fun teaser for Roxy. Keep your eye on Roxy. You might see some changes there as well. So yeah, good stuff.
It's so cute.
We're here to help. I mean, look, it's just not businesses. If residents need things, if someone needs help with something, somebody's in need, somebody needs to find something, give us a shout. If we don't know the answer, I usually know somebody who knows the answer or can get you pointed in the right direction. We're just here to help, and we're here to serve the community, and it's our pleasure.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being the first guest ever on the show 7 years ago. I don't know.
So everybody who doesn't like us, you can blame Jackie.
Hey, that's the name of the game these days.
Yeah.
It's always my fault.
It's always Jackie's
I got big
fault.
shoulders. It's okay.
Do you remember who the second guest was?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember who our second guest was?
Oh, who was the second guest?
Does anybody remember who the second guest was?
I don't remember.
Kevin Ruane.
Oh.
At the time, he was the mayor of Sanibel. He was the mayor of Sanibel for 13 years. He loves Fort Myers Beach. He came over. And the funny story about that was I couldn't get the laptop to turn on. So as I'm trying to figure out how to get him not to come to the beach because I didn't want him to show up and me not be able to interview him, he said, no, I'm coming anyway. He wanted to come to Pete's Time Out and buy breakfast or whatever. And by the time he got there, the laptop turned on and we were able to do the interview. And he's been on many times over the years now.
Yeah, he's a huge friend of the beach, a huge beach supporter.
Yep.
All of our county commissioners are huge beach supporters, and we're lucky to have them kind of looking out for us and being a part of our community.
If we could just figure out how to get more of the TDC money to come our way on the beach here than what we get now, because it's really.
Are you listening, Tam?
It's really not. I was telling the mayor this.
You were on such a positive trajectory, and now. Whoop.
But I do think that you should get out what you put in. And that's not the formula.
Not that simple.
Because it would be nice to be able to get back
It
what you
would.
put in, especially
would.
with knowing how much this beach puts into the TDCs.
If you figure that out in life in general,
Yeah,
let
right.
me know the answer. Okay?
Well, how to get out what you put in?
Just
Yeah.
life in general.
Right.
If we could all get what we put into
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
out of it, it would be great. But I don't think it works that way.
Can we get a big hand for your
Yay.
president of the
Thank
Chamber
you.
of
Thank you for
Commerce,
having
Jackie
me, guys.
Lesak? Thank you, Jackie. And thank you.
Thank you.
7
Good to see
years of a great partnership.
you.
We love the Chamber of Commerce. And if you go on our Facebook page, you can see the picture. That picture of Jackie is actually the first picture of the first show of 7 years ago. And then I put some pictures of Gene up there. Rest his soul. He was such a nice man. You know, and we did watch him get old, unfortunately. There's the stuff that happens when you get old that when I saw him last, he wasn't able to live in his house at Varsity Lake. So they tried to move him to, one of the old folks' homes. I don't know what you call them. That's probably not the right thing. It's probably politically incorrect to call it an old folks' home. But you get your own room, and he just hated it. He just hated not being on his own and being in this place. And the last time we saw him was when his daughter, Linda, came down, and they were going to drive him back to Zanesville, Ohio. They're from Ohio. And he just knew that was the end. And I shook his hand for the last time. And I think he died like 2 weeks later. He got up there and he passed away because I just think he died of, depression because he just wanted to come to the beach, which he loved. And it was he was just a great introduction to what we did here. And we appreciate everything that he did. What are you doing? Are you looking at me funny? Like enough.
Nothing. You're just getting all melancholy.
Yeah, well, isn't that what you do in an anniversary show? I'm going to cry at the end of the show or something.
I cry on my anniversary. That's for sure.
Yes. Cries of regret. So what happened after the storm was we didn't have a place to do the show. Pete's Timeout was gone and Times Square was gone. So we were doing the show from the base of the bridge. We were doing the show. If you remember, we did the show behind Nervous Nellies, and we had Karen Woodson on where you could see the wreckage. There was still wreckage behind Nervous Nellies. We were just finding places to do the show.
Right.
And then Tom Torgerson says to me, don't worry about it. As soon as we open, you're going to have a place to do the show. And that was before we went to Wahoo Willie's, which wound up opening first. And we said to Peter and Billy, this is only temporary because Margaritaville has promised us a place to do the show. Of course, the Wahoo Willie show took off. And so, but we had a partnership with Tom, and we wanted to come here, and we were doing the show out on the terrace, and we do the show here during the summers because it's too hot on the terrace, but we have a great spot up there for Saturdays, and it's working out great on Saturday and Sunday with the mayor. Thank God that the mayor really doesn't tell me to flip off every time I give him a hard time with the questions. He comes back every Sunday for another noogie, another beating every Sunday, but there he is every Sunday asking questions, and we appreciate that. But we wanted to invite Tom and Mary on. Tom Torgerson and Mary Torgerson, who are become our great friends. Come on down. Big hand for Tom and Mary. And so, yeah, I just got to undo number 4. There you go. Grab the microphones. So the last time we saw Tom and Mary,
oh, geez.
Funny enough, was they just call us up and they said, we're crashing your house. Like nobody leaves the beach and comes to our house in Gateway. And so they come to our house.
Rarely do people on the beach get off the beach.
Just Tom's out a little bit.
And not to come all the way out where we are. Unless you're taking a flight out.
A little bit more. I know. The wind is blowing. We might need to shut this garage here if they can. So, of course, she's freaking out because Tom and Mary say they're 10 minutes out. You know how you women are. The house is never clean enough to have people come over to the house. She's yelling at me
clean the bathroom,
clean the toilet.
I don't know what he's doing in there. Like, pull it together.
There's dog do out in the backyard.
No,
they're
in the backyard. Yeah.
It's never clean enough. And you should have saw when Mary walked through the house. She goes, "I'm not going in that house. It's not clean enough." Because that's the kind of person she is. So.
No, they walked in and they were like, "Should we take our shoes off?" And I was like, that's what you said. Well, I was like, have you seen this house? We have 3 dogs. No, keep your shoes on. The health department wants you to keep your shoes on.
You should put those little things on your feet over your shoes so you don't catch something at our house.
Like they do when they clean your car.
Tom, in October, you guys are going to be celebrating 2 years open here. I mean, There was a time where we thought this place would never open, and now you're going to be open for 2
Well, I don't think we
years.
thought it would never
It just
open. It
seemed
just
like
was start and stop and start and stop. Talk about some hurdles and resiliency.
And this year we're going to do it without any storms.
Yes.
2 years.
Yes.
So hold it. Hey, where's the buzzer? All right, you got it now. Thanks for telling me. All right, we're good now.
Sorry.
Thank you, guys. So
I didn't know you could move so fast.
we thank you guys. I remember us having the conversation, Tom, where Peach Time Out was gone and we had nowhere to go, and you said that you always have a place here to do the show, and we appreciate that so much. And it's been a great partnership, and we appreciate that you guys did that for us, and you make accommodations for us in the rain. And so it really has been great. We thank you for that, and the women's club relationship has been great. And speaking of volunteers, Mary, you could always use volunteers. When you sign up for the women's club, it's $50 a year, and all they ask you is to volunteer if you can. That's it, right?
Correct.
Are you on?
Yeah, she's
I don't
on.
know, am I on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Can
Can anyone hear me? No.
I'm going to turn
Can you
hers
hear me
up a
now?
little
So go ahead. Talk about the women's club, because he's not letting anybody get a word in edgewise.
Get his caffeine this morning. I feel like we're almost related. I was going to say this. I think we are related now. Our son-in-law and your new son-in-law
Right.
are best friends.
Yep. I know.
I think we're almost related.
That's right. It makes us like family. I know.
And you got a newborn coming in a couple months.
Yes, we are so excited to welcome Hudson, and we've been
I
thrilled.
thought it was Hunter.
I know. Yeah. And we've been thrilled to gain a son-in-law, because he is, as you know, just wonderful
He was hoping
person.
to come into a household or
Yeah.
a family that has dogs.
Well, he certainly got that.
So 2 years. What is it like now, knowing that this thing is running on all cylinders and you're packed during the summer?
We are up to about 7 of 8 cylinders, which is really actually very impressive with the huge machine that's here. Yanir and the team are so amazing. When we opened up, there was two areas of the resort that we didn't operate, that we contracted out. One was parking, and the other was the beach chairs. And a couple months ago now, we took over the parking operation, and that has made major improvements in guest satisfaction, revenues, profits. And October 1st, we're going to take over the beach chair operation.
Oh,
And so the whole resort will be operated by us internally. There won't be any outside proprietors. But, we'll have all these relationships with the adventure, the excursions, that will continue, whether it's deep sea fishing or the tiki tours or whatever it is, the jet skis and parasailing, and all that will continue. But we just kind of slowly been getting our arms wrapped around the entire operation, welding ourselves with the community and getting our alignment, with what, the community really wants in our food and beverage operations. It took that long to kind of get all of it together and operating as smoothly as it is. And we still got a little ways to go, but we've come a long ways. I'm very proud of the team. They allowed Mary and I to head out for 2.5 months, and the place ran better than it would have if we were here.
and I see you have self-serving garage doors that just open on their own.
Yeehaw, let the
yeah.
games
Oh,
begin.
wow.
It's very windy out there. If we can ask somebody to close that back down, that would be great. So
If this
Tom,
is the worst hurricane we get, we're okay.
I know, right?
I know.
So part.
Let me just ask.
Go ahead.
So this
Thank you.
is year 2. How has this summer been? I mean, we're tripping some. How has this summer been?
Business is fantastic. It's just fantastic. And I hear all the businesses are doing really well,
Yes.
but all of ours are doing great. I'd say we're up about 15% month to month the prior year. Every single venue,
you.
every single business, every single aspect of the operation. we're running the same occupancies we did in season.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Crazy.
So for anybody that doesn't know, it's open to the public. The only facility that you have to buy a pass for would be the pool, but they do have the NFL package. You can see that they have TVs here. They have them up at the bars up on the terrace, and having the NFL package is huge to draw people to the island, Tom.
And we're coming back strong, aren't we? We've got so many restaurants and businesses that have reopened, and they're impressive. If you think of each one, they come back better. Nervous Nellies came back better. Snug Harbor came back better.
Yeah.
Wahoo Willie's, they just had finished, before they opened. SOBs came back better. Yucatan better. The Wave,
Tom,
it's opened.
What have you learned over the years of storms that has made the place stronger? That you, if it ever,
No, I can't hear you.
if there's ever another storm, how have you learned to adjust? Like, what have you done differently? Like, something happened that you never thought was going to happen during.
Really, maybe interesting, maybe not. But for those of you on the island, we took it upon ourselves. You have these flood vents around your buildings. We had 160 of them around these buildings. And I just don't see what good they do for us. So we had masons go around and we closed them all up with rebar and cement and blocks. And then what we did is we created, we used Hammerhead, the Hammerhead system. But we developed floodgates for all of our entrances, all of our openings. So I don't care if it's an elevator, a staircase, a garage door. We have floodgates that go up. So we closed our buildings. Even the parking garage is closed up to 3 feet. And what's really kind of interesting to this, I could make it long, but it's short. I'll make it short. Is that we, we had FEMA a flood insurance like most people do and most people want. And in our renewal, they said, we need pictures of your flood vents. And we responded. This is about 2 months ago. We responded. Chris says, Tom, what do we do? I said, tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. They don't do any good. So we closed them all up, and then we put all these floodgates, and we think we have a better system. Unbelievable. FEMA accepted it, and we got our flood insurance.
Wow.
Crazy.
I didn't think there's a chance in hell that we had gotten our flood insurance, but we did.
Wow.
So
I don't know if I'm recommending it, but that's what we did.
So Mary, what's going on at the Women's Club? How's the rebuild coming along? What's the latest? I know you guys got a big event coming up.
We got a big what coming up?
Event? The tree festival's coming up?
Yep, we got a couple. We have a lot of things going on. We'll do a quick rundown because I don't think people came to listen about the Women's Club, but we still have going on the pub passport, and you can pick up one of the passports here at the retail store at Margaritaville, $25, $120 in value. Our Christmas tree festival is going to be held at Margaritaville this year, December 12th and 13th. We just got notification last week that EIBC, the Estero Island Beach Club, is going to allow us to park cars there again for sand sculpting, which is really generous donation from them. And we have the Putt and Pub the third Saturday in January, which I believe is the 19th this year. And we are still working on raising funds for our capital campaign. We were hoping that the state would give us some appropriations, and that got kicked out about 10 days before it went to the governor's desk. So we were a little disappointed about that. But we still are working the things to get that building rebuilt and be the best partner that we can.
Cool. So what do you guys, Tom, what do you guys think about the rebound of the community after all this?
We were just cruising the Bahamas for an extended period of time. And our last area we spent probably 3 weeks in was the Abacos. And it was September 1st of 2019 that they got hit with Dorian and Category 5 hurricane, and it stalled over them. It lasted 52 hours.
Oof.
They had sustained winds of 185 mile an hour. The eye went right over them. So in that 52 hours, they had 1 hour of reprieve when the huge eye went right over them. But utter destruction. We know what Ian did to us. This was a more serious storm and lasted about 5 times longer duration than Ian. It just devastated the area. And this is, I would call it the wealthiest area of the Bahamas. It's really influenced by East Coast Florida. They have, their houses and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th homes over there, and it's a very upscale area. And so I observed their rebuild, and it's impressive, but it's been 6 years. It's been 6 years, and I would say that they are maybe at a point of 60% rebuilt 6 years later. So we're coming up on our 3-year anniversary. We're way ahead of that, but so I don't know. I use that as kind of a little bit of comparison. I'm impressed with what we have going on. I think the most difficult part isn't really the town. I think it's the developers, whether it's residential or commercial, just getting going and making it happen. They get approved, they get their permitting, but the capital markets are really challenging right now. Real estate prices soared after Ian. Now we got a stalled real estate market.
Yeah.
I think the challenges of overpaying for real estate, high interest rate, limited capital markets are making it very difficult for people to start their new construction. That maybe is more detail than you wanted, Ed. It usually is.
That's all right, because every time he moves,
the less I say, the better, which is good. So,
but it is impressive, given the capital markets. I think it's impressive. People didn't plan for this, and you take any of the residences on the island, and the HOAs with the condos, and they really didn't plan for something to the degree of an Ian. So it really put them back on their heels. They didn't financially plan for it.
There you go.
They didn't in their life plans. They didn't plan for it. Whatever age they're at, they're maybe 70. Oh God, do I want to go through a rebuild? So there's those natural delays. I know people point at the town that the town is not moving fast enough, but I don't think that's the issue. I think the biggest challenge to speed the process up is just people were disrupted seriously in their lives in a way that they could never have anticipated and couldn't have planned for. And it's just a natural process. I think you build up momentum year by year. I think the 4th year, I think you will see a lot happening.
Yeah.
I mean, Ed and Kim knows how to throw a party.
And I think everyone's done.
There's a lot of people here, and there's a lot of noise, so it's hard to focus. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Oh dear, he's gonna get so upset.
Well, we want to thank you guys for allowing us to do the show here, and thank you guys for coming on. And we want to party, so we don't need to do a show. We're going to have food.
We're going to have a party.
Yes. I shut your mics off, not because I didn't want you to hear, because guys don't need to hear feedback. The food is coming out. If you have a wristband, then you get free food. If you don't have a wristband, you have to watch all the other people eat free food. And so we have some merchandise. We have these red tank tops that are our anniversary tank tops. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to go to the pool, too. We're going to, as long as we can, as long as it's not raining. If you have a great wristband on, you get to the pool. So we thank you guys all for coming. Thanks to Tom and Mary and all of you. And thanks to Gene and thanks to Jackie and thanks to my wife for putting up with us. And we appreciate everything you guys have done for being part of the show forever. Thanks to the mayor for coming on every Sunday. And hopefully he'll be the mayor for the next 3 years because it's not a show without him. So you guys enjoy the day. Thanks for coming out. And we appreciate the party. Thank you. Thank you.